Hey Geeks, what's going on? Welcome back to the Geek XP. My name is Brandon. We are here for our next Steven Universe episode review. Today's review is for The Good Lars. This review will probably be a little bit shorter than our last one just because this episode doesn't get into as much... I mean, there's certainly stuff to talk about, and you could talk about a lot of stuff. But for the sake of time, we'll keep this one a little short because it's a little bit more of a between episodes where Steven is dealing with stuff with the people of Beach City, and those usually don't delve too deeply into like the lore bits of the crystal gems and of Homeworld and stuff, and it doesn't have to do with Steven's powers or his mom, and it's not that those episodes aren't as important, but those other ones I feel like you can really get noodly with all of the stuff that's in those episodes. So let's jump into this one. So this episode primarily revolves around Lars and the cool kids. Again, it's a common thread with him. It's probably his most common thread, is Lars seeking to feel accepted by these cool kids, which is interesting because the cool kids being Sour Cream, why can't I remember Mayor Dewey's son's name? It's here. And then Jenny from the pizza store. They already like him. Like, he's already ingratiated himself pretty well with them, but he's so paranoid that they're not going to like him or that they don't like him. And then when Steven and Sadie get invited to like a potluck party that they're having, was it Bud Dewey? Bud. They get invited to this party, and Lars is getting nervous. And earlier in the episode, we see that he's actually really good at baking. He made this like pumpkin cake, pumpkin bread shaped in a pumpkin shaped thing with cream inside that Steven ate, and it was delicious. And it's revealed that Lars likes and is really good at baking, which is something cool. And then, you know, they get invited to this potluck. They're like, Lars, you should bake. And he's like, no, baking is lame. But they managed to convince him that it would be a good idea. So they're at his house, they're planning, and they come up with this, I think it's an ube. It's like a frosted roll cake. And they ate it. It's purple, and it's something that he liked when he was a kid, so it's personal. And they try it, and it's amazing. And so they're all getting excited that Lars is going to do this thing. He seems that he's on track to go to this party with this cake that he's made. And then when they get to the party, he's not there. So Sadie stays at the party while Steven goes to look for Lars. And when Steven comes back after not finding him, he looks all over Beach City. Sadie has actually gotten along well with the cool kids. You know, they're like making music. Sour Cream has got his laptop with his stuff. I don't remember what Bud was doing. He was playing an instrument, I think. I think he was playing a guitar or a bass. And Sadie's singing along with them, and they're all getting along really well, having a great time. And she's not overthinking it. She's just sort of being there and having fun and feels that acceptance. But Lars, who has been with them for so much longer, is psyching himself out all the time that he doesn't feel that way. And when Steven gets back, he sees that the cake that Lars had made was in the trash can outside of Sour Cream's house. So Lars had made it, had shown up to the party, but then, psyched himself out and threw it away and did not go. And I was surprised, because Lars we've sort of had different kinds of episodes with. Some episodes we get these nice little charming moments by the end. Other episodes he's just like a jerk the whole time. I think on the whole he's turned around a bit, the way he treats Sadie, the way he treats Steven. So I think he's turning around to be a more positive character. But I kind of don't care as much about Lars because of the way he's behaved in the past. So I was surprised in this episode at how much I was just sort of like, I wasn't angry at Lars, I wasn't frustrated, I was just sort of like really down and like so sad that Lars still after all this time would be so down on himself that he wouldn't even go to this party with his cake. So I was, props to them for just having the cake in the garbage can was a great way of showing that, you can, because then you can visualize it. Our imaginations are really good at making things maybe sometimes better than they would have been once you put it in someone else's hands. And the creators and the artists make it, that's the way it is. But when we envision it in the ways that we would like to see it, or how we think would be most emotional for us. And it creates a more evocative feeling, I think. And it's sort of the reason why I think showing less is more in terms of horror. No one scares you like you do. And they did the same way with that here, with this moment where you're just picturing Lars not going in and throwing away the cake. They easily could have shown it, but they didn't. And I think that was a really cool and good artistic decision for that. Sadie and Steven are sort of like disappointed that, you know, Lars decided not to go through with it, and the episode looks like it's going to wrap up. And they're leaving, and they part ways, and then the camera follows Sadie as she's going, and then this is where things get really crazy. Right before the episode ends, we see this shadow come up behind Sadie of this large figure, and then this smaller figure like flies up into the shadow with, like, based on the sound effect and look, looks like water wings similar to Lapis. So like, is this a new gem? Like, where did they come from? Just like, and it's just like, it happens so suddenly and is so not connected with what just happened in the episode that it totally takes you by surprise. You're just like, "Buh! Wait, what?" And then it ends, and it was so just like shocking and intense, and it was a really interesting way to sort of, you know, come up with a different element to sort of surprise the audience. And I thought that was really cool. But I'll be excited to see, you know, what happens in the next episode. I believe it is Are You My Dad? I'll have to see. Maybe, you know, maybe there's these new gems that we saw at the end. Maybe they are gems. Maybe, you know, we'll have to see. But I'm super excited to see it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, a little bit of a shorter review. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode and my review down in the comments. If you enjoyed my review, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you want to see more content, make sure to subscribe to the Geek XP. I'm doing these Steven reviews, and I'm trying to think of other videos I can put out. My schedule's a little bit crazy due to my layoff and subsequent move that's coming up for myself. But the other guys at the Geek XP are always putting out stuff, whether it's Toy Box, where they're doing unboxings for stuff, whether it's figures or some kind of loot crate sort of thing. They're doing awesome reviews, live streams. They've got the Ocarina of Time. We've recently been doing some Mario Kart. And all these other cool things that they're doing. So if you guys enjoy what we do, make sure to subscribe for that future content. Hit the bell icon so you get notified when our videos go up. You guys have been awarded some Geek XP. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, stay geeky, my friends.